Wednesday night, Men's Development Excellence Call. It is June 28th. It's almost midnight. Man, we've been burning on this call. There's some crazy shit going on. Basically, man, crazy stuff. In any case, this is a TSL podcast. This is about some things that happen in a relationship or when you open up a relationship, or perhaps you and your wife get divorced or your girlfriend go through a break and what happens. It was real interesting, the dialogue that came up. And this is really the dialogue that I want to bring to you guys out in podcast land, is that when you get men who are sexually active and constantly sexually active for years, the dialogue is so much different than men who aren't sexually active. The difference is that there's so much concept or anger or emotional fuel or something that makes you a man rather than actually what fucking happens, right? And so this is what happens. And this is why you should be a part of our groups, man. Free stuff link down below. You should know that by now. TSL Podcast. Basically, on that free stuff link, you can join Austin Men's Development. And that's our free board. And that's really where we're trying, but it is free. So a lot of people come and publicly talk about it. A lot of people troll it and stuff like that. But we're there basically to say your life can be fucking badass. Your life as a community can be badass. We will have your back if you'll let it go there. So many people got their walls up, man. It hurts because I don't. Right? And so we'll have your back. You want to live with women? Well, you want to live with your fitness well. You want to live with your perspective, your focus, your ambition. You want your career. You want all these things that we all unify on to be better. Man, it's huge. That's what we're doing. That's what the free stuff link down below is all about. And also, if you're listening on iTunes or Stitcher, you can watch the video on that page. And you can also find out about our paid groups, MD Excellence. There's also our starter group, $20 a month, man. And you get a call. You get the Sunday call, which goes all day, man. It usually goes like 15 hours. So whatever time zone you're in, you get badass coaching on that call. All right. So, and we rotate in and with different guys and so on. Like I'm on for the first 2 hours and then intermittently throughout the day. But Terrence is on there's some kings. Some goddamn motherfuckers that all of you who are part of those calls respect. So what we're talking about here is basically this, right? This dude breaking up with his wife, right? And he goes and fucks a chick. And some guy says, are they hotter? Are they hotter than your wife? And he goes, one of them is. We start talking about that. And then all of a sudden, another guy comes in. In fact, it may have been me, but then another guy riffed on this even more. He's like, man, it doesn't matter. In fact, when they're not as hot as your ex, it just fucks with them more. Mainly because it's like, man, what is good about her? Is her pussy better than mine? Does she fuck better than mine? Does she suck dick? All the things which matter so much. And now a lot of people who might be thinking about this is the real story of man, people. This isn't about just making a woman jealous or making her mad or angry or hurting her. But this is something that happens, right? And we can't deny it. You know, if she's fucking some ugly dude and some dude that doesn't have a job, which happens a lot. We all know that. Men who've been in marriages, men who are going through breakups. Like, she's fucking some ugly dude and he doesn't have a job and we have a job and we do all this and he's just this dirtbag man. He is delivering something that we can't. That's the first thing that goes through our head. Man, how good is his fucking dick? How much is he fucking her in a different way? Oh my God. And all the things that even if he was better in some other way, we'd probably think those too, but we'd just be like, yeah, but she's fucking him for the money, or she's fucking him to be cooler, or fucking him for whatever, and all these different things. Look, I'm just saying, if you're going through a breakup, you're going through a split, you need to get laid. You need to get that moxie back. You need to know what that's like. And we were talking about that too, because a bunch of us were talking about that stale process. We've only been fucking the same woman for, 7, 8 years, 10 years. And then probably for the last couple of those, we weren't fucking much because that shit wears off. We start thinking our sex drives down and we start hooking up with people and we blow our loads right away, or we can't get it up, or we're nervous and all this sort of stuff. We need to calm. We can't bring that fucking energy into it, because when we have anxiety, we're not being ourselves. We're being our anxious self. We're being our self in duress, not ourself as our expression of our sexuality. That gets in the way of it. And hey, maybe our sexuality ain't expressing. So that's always a bummer, right? But we need to get back to who we are. So the freakouts got to be minimal. They happen, but we just got to cut them off as quick as possible. So that all being said, when we start getting laid again, And what happens in a lot of these situations, somebody looks through your phone or they Facebook stalk you or they see you fucking somebody else and they go, man, what has she got that I don't have? What has she got that I don't have? And again, it's not a game. It's not a game we want to communicate again, but we also want to stop her communication of throwing that shit in our face. And especially if she broke up with us, that happens. You know, one of the things that we were talking about here was they just know. They know. They want to put some poison. Like if my chick's trying to break up with me, she's going to put Steve poison in her pussy, right? She's not going to put just whatever that I'm not going to react to. She's going to put something in her pussy, put something in her mouth that's going to fuck with me in the biggest way. Not that she's consciously thinking of this, not that this is planned, but it's just part of it. And guess what? Men probably have that too. Like if you're married or whatever, you're going to go for something not consciously. You're not going to think this out, but something that fucks with her in the biggest way. And so it's just interesting. I guess I'm making this podcast because, one, I want you to know that sex is okay. Sex is great. If you're breaking up, go for it, man. Go for it because you're a man, not because it's what you need to do to reframe something or pop yourself out of state. You need to get back into that mode of being a man or a human being that puts himself out there in the world and knows that unique feeling that only a girl that you've never met before can give you the first time you have sex. You need to know what it's like, that different pussy reacts in different ways, that it's so great. It's all the same, but it's also very different. But you also need to know that in this whole dialogue, in this game of all this shit coming about, there's a lot of jealousy and where it stems from. We don't use that as a weapon because it's going to happen anyway, right? She's going to piss us off. We're going to piss her off. We're not trying to do this shit, or maybe we are. And man, I'll tell you this, nothing feels better than when your chick walks out on your ass and then she comes back and you're fucking somebody else and she just fucking wants to reclaim that dick. She just wants to get that fucking pussy juice off your dick. She just wants to nullify it and get her femininity back from you and put that shit on you, and you don't give a fuck. That's going to put a smile on your face. All right? That's going to put a good smile on your face. That's not because it's a war, but that's because finally, some of the shit makes sense. Finally, it makes sense. God, get active, get out there. And actually, like I was telling the gentleman out here, it was basically like, man, if you just get sexually active, that's a win, because that's going to get you in your right place. And when you are sexually active, all this shit's going to come up. It's going to make you feel better. It's going to make you feel like a god. It's going to make you feel like all sorts of shit. But all that shit's got to calm down because it's got to get back to you. It's got to get back to who is in charge, who's behind the seat, whose dick are you fucking with, who's driving your body, who's driving your mind, who's driving your ambitions. Is it the fear of your ex? Is it the inadequacy? Is it the confusion? Is it the guy that thinks that he's not good enough, that life's already passed him by? Or is it you? And that's all we care about. If you care about that, free stuff link down below. Join the Austin Men's Development Board. Step it up to MD Excellence or the Starter. Starter, only $20. MD Excellence, $60. But you get a lot for that. Starter, you get a call and just a massive amount of content. MD Excellence, you get a massive amount of content and you get 3 calls a week where we unify, we talk. Man, you also get our Facebook group that's there and it's just badass. In fact, I'm broadcasting this one live on our MD Excellence Facebook group. Because you Austin Men's Development people, you don't deserve it yet. In any case, that is our Sexual Left podcast for the day. Man, we have a lot of podcasts. I probably didn't number like 70 of them. And we're at 160. So that's a whole shitload of talking. And I know it's me, but it's all coming from here. We're live on a call right now, right? It's all coming from there. There's a lot of wisdom here. And it's almost midnight. We've been going for almost 4 hours. I'll probably go on for 5 or 6 tonight. Why? Because, man, there's so much experience, so much passion, and so much about men bettering their lives in the right ways. I'm out. Talk to you guys later.